Welcome to English of Life. This is not just an inspiring story, but also a way to help you practice your English listening and pronunciation. Listen carefully until the end. With just 10 minutes of English listening practice each day, your English will improve. Let's begin. Sophia and the Light of Education. In a small village surrounded by rice fields and dusty roads, there lived a young girl named Sophia. She was born into a very poor family. Her father worked as a farmer, and her mother sold vegetables in the local market. They worked hard every day, but the family still struggled to buy food and clothes. Sophia's house was tiny and old. During rainy days, water leaked through the roof. At night, the family used a small oil lamp, because they could not always afford electricity. Even though life was difficult, Sophia was a cheerful and kind girl. But there was one thing that made her very sad. She could not go to school regularly. Her parents simply did not have enough money. While other children carried school bags and walked to class every morning, Sophia stayed home helping her mother clean vegetables and carry water from the village well. Sometimes she stood quietly outside the school building and listened to teachers speaking inside the classrooms. She wished deeply that she could study like the other children. One afternoon, while standing near a classroom window, Sophia heard an English teacher speaking simple sentences. "Hello. How are you? My name is..." Sophia listened carefully. The language sounded beautiful and magical to her. That evening, she asked her mother, "Mom, what language is that?" Her mother smiled gently. "It is English," she answered. Sophia's eyes became bright. "Can people learn English and become teachers?" she asked. Her mother nodded slowly. "Yes. Teachers can help many people." From that day, Sophia dreamed of becoming an English teacher. But her dream felt impossible. She had no money, no books, and almost no opportunity to study. Still, Sophia refused to give up. Every morning, she helped her parents work in the fields and market. She carried vegetables, washed baskets, and cleaned the house. Then, in the afternoon, she secretly stood near the school windows listening to lessons. Sometimes teachers noticed her outside. One kind teacher named Mrs. Helen understood Sophia's situation. Instead of chasing her away, Mrs. Helen smiled warmly at her. One day, after class ended, Mrs. Helen walked outside and gave Sophia an old English book. "You can keep this," she said kindly. Sophia held the book carefully as if it were treasure. "Thank you," she whispered with emotional eyes. That old book changed her life. At night, Sophia studied beside the weak oil lamp for hours. She copied English words into old notebooks made from used paper. Teacher, student, dream, future. She repeated the words again and again. At first, she could not pronounce many words correctly. Sometimes she became frustrated and wanted to quit. But then she remembered her dream. So she continued practicing. As Sophia grew older, her family's financial problems became worse. Her father became sick and could not work as much as before. Sophia knew she needed to help her family more. At age 14, she started selling fruits and handmade bracelets at the market to earn money. She woke up before sunrise every day. In the morning, she worked at the market. In the afternoon, she studied alone. At night, she practiced English. Her life became exhausting. Sometimes she felt so tired that she fell asleep with books in her hands. Many people in the village told her to stop dreaming. "You are poor," they said. "People like us cannot become teachers." Those words hurt Sophia deeply. But instead of giving up, she became even more determined. One evening, Mrs. Helen visited Sophia's house. She spoke kindly with Sophia's parents. "Your daughter is very intelligent," Mrs. Helen said. "She deserves a chance to study." Sophia's parents looked emotional. "We want her to study," her father said sadly. "But we have no money." Mrs. Helen thought quietly for a moment. Then she said, "If Sophia continues working hard, I will help her prepare for the entrance exam to a public high school scholarship program." Sophia could hardly believe it. That night, she cried tears of happiness. For the first time, someone truly believed in her dream. From that day, Sophia studied harder than ever before. Every day she practiced grammar, vocabulary, reading, and pronunciation. She borrowed books from teachers and listened carefully to free English lessons on an old radio. Sometimes the radio sound was unclear, but Sophia listened patiently. She repeated every sentence many times. "My dream is to become a teacher. I will never give up. I can change my future." Months passed. Finally, the day of the scholarship exam arrived. Sophia was extremely nervous. The classroom was full of students from wealthier families with better education and expensive books. For a moment, Sophia felt small and afraid. But then she remembered all the nights she studied beside the weak oil lamp. She remembered her parents working under the hot sun. And she told herself, "I did not come this far to quit now." Sophia took a deep breath and completed the exam. Several weeks later, the results were announced. Sophia had passed. Not only that, she received one of the highest scholarship scores. Her parents cried with pride and happiness. Mrs. Helen smiled warmly. "I knew you could do it," she said. Sophia finally entered high school. Life there was still difficult. She continued working part-time after school, cleaning tables at a small cafe to buy books and school supplies. Sometimes she was exhausted from balancing work and study. But Sophia never stopped learning. Her English improved greatly over the years. Teachers admired her dedication and kindness. After graduating from high school, Sophia set an even bigger goal. She wanted to enter university and study education to become an English teacher officially. Again, many people doubted her. University was expensive and difficult. But Sophia refused to surrender. She continued studying every night and working during the day. Some nights she slept only 4 hours. Still, she kept moving forward. Finally, after years of sacrifice and hard work, Sophia passed the university entrance exam. When she received the acceptance letter, her hands shook with emotion. She hugged her parents tightly. "We did it," she whispered through tears. University life was challenging but exciting. Sophia met students from many places and continued improving her English every day. She practiced speaking constantly and volunteered teaching basic English to poor children near the university. Teaching made her truly happy. She realized that helping others learn gave meaning to her struggles. Years later, Sophia graduated successfully and officially became an English teacher. Her parents attended the graduation ceremony wearing simple clothes but proud smiles. As Sophia stood on the stage holding her diploma, she remembered the little girl who once listened outside classroom windows. Because she could not afford school. And she realized how far she had come. After graduation, Sophia received opportunities to work in big cities. The salary would have been much higher. But Sophia made a different decision. She returned to her small village. Many people were surprised. "Why come back?" they asked. Sophia smiled gently. "Because there are children here just like me," she answered. Soon, Sophia started teaching English to poor children in the village. Some students could not afford books, so Sophia shared her own materials. Some children felt hopeless because of poverty, but Sophia encouraged them patiently. Every day, her classroom became full of laughter, hope, and dreams. One evening, a little girl stayed after class and asked softly, "Teacher Sophia, do you think poor children can have a better future?" Sophia smiled warmly because she once asked the same question herself many years ago. She gently touched the girl's shoulder and answered, "Yes, education can change your life. Never stop believing in yourself." The little girl smiled brightly. As Sophia looked around the small classroom, she felt deep happiness in her heart. She was no longer the poor child standing outside school windows. She had become the teacher she once dreamed of becoming. And through her lessons, she was helping other children believe in their dreams too. Because Sophia understood something very important. Sometimes one small opportunity, one kind teacher, and one determined heart can change an entire life. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.